Meanwhile, the Netherlands has become the first European country to call the Chinese treatment of Uyghurs a genocide. The first European nation and also the second country in a span of a week to accuse China of carrying out genocide in the Xinjiang province. The Dutch Parliament has passed a non-binding motion saying that the treatment of the Uyghur minority Muslims in China is tantamount to genocide. It has stopped short of directly saying that the Chinese government is responsible for carrying the genocide. The Dutch motion has said, and I quote, "A genocide in the Uyghur minority Muslims is occurring in China, and the actions by the Chinese government, such as measures intended to prevent births and having punishment camps, fall under the United Nations Resolution 260, generally known as the Genocide Convention." Now, earlier in the week, Canada had passed a resolution labelling China's treatment of the Uyghur minority Muslims as a genocide. Human rights activists and US experts have repeatedly claimed that at least 1 million Uyghur minority Muslims are being detained in these internment camps located in the remote western parts of Xinjiang. Several activists and Western politicians have accused China of using torture, forced labor and forced sterilizations. Meanwhile, China has once again denied any human rights abuses in Xinjiang and has said that it continues to have these camps essentially only to provide vocational training to fight extremism. Now, the Chinese embassy in The Hague has put out a long statement on its website. The statement of the website mentions that any suggestion of genocide in Xinjiang is an outright lie, and the Dutch parliament had deliberately smeared China and had also grossly interfered in China's internal affairs. The statement also mentions that Xinjiang-related issues are never about human rights, ethnicity or religion, but rather about combating violent terrorism and secession. The Chinese ambassador to the United Nations in Geneva has also accused the Western powers of using the issue of the Uyghur minority Muslims to try and meddle into the country's internal affairs. Meanwhile, in mainland China, the Foreign Ministry has condemned the motion passed by the Dutch Parliament, and it largely is the same as the one of the Chinese embassy's website. Listen in.
The relevant Dutch Parliament motion disregards the facts and legal common sense, deliberately smears China, and crudely interferes in China's internal affairs. China strongly condemns and firmly opposes this. The facts show that there has never been any genocide in Xinjiang. This is entirely a lie of the century, fabricated by extreme anti-China forces, and is a ridiculous farce to smear China. Xinjiang affairs are purely China's internal affairs. China's resolve to safeguard national sovereignty, security, and development interests is unwavering. We hope the relevant parties on the Dutch side uphold an objective and fair position, truly respect China's core interests and major concerns, immediately stop its wrongdoings, and take concrete actions to safeguard the overall situation of bilateral relations.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.